This is Scott from the Sawtooth Avalanche Center with your weekend update for Friday, December 22nd. And just a friendly reminder, this weekend update product is not meant to replace the daily avalanche forecast. So please check the forecast in the morning before you head out. Take a quick look at the past, what happened over the past week, the present, what's going on today, and then primarily look towards the weekend and a little bit about what you can expect for conditions. So we've been at a steady moderate in all the zones for the past 6 days, and in the Galena and Eastern Mountain zone all for longer than that. This graph is the Sawtooth and Western Smokies, with the most recent forecast at the top there. So at least 6 days straight of moderate avalanche danger. If we look at the recent avalanche activity, we haven't had any avalanches reported to us or seen any avalanches while we've been out in about 2 weeks. It's a little, you need to take that with a grain of salt though, because there just aren't very many places that it's easy to get to. And if the access were better, we're fairly confident that people would be triggering avalanches in more places. So a lot of that, the lack of avalanche activity, is that it's very difficult to travel anywhere with the exceptions of a few specific places right now. So a lot of the terrain is not having snowmobilers or skiers accessing it and potentially triggering slides. All of the slides in the past month, that's what that last graph was, they've all been persistent slab avalanches. So that's been the problem that we've been facing for some time now and will continue in the foreseeable future. If we look at observed signs of instability, so this is a graph from over the past month, and the orange is what I'm going to focus on. Those orange bars are reports of cracking or snowpack collapsing. And you see a steady stream of snowpack cracking or collapsing. And that's really important because when you have a snowpack that collapses or whomps, that means you have all the ingredients for an avalanche, except the slope isn't steep enough to slide. So the fact that we're still getting reports of consistent snowpack collapsing and cracking is really a good indicator that we're not out of the woods. And that's why the danger is moderate right now, why it's going to be hard to eliminate the chances of triggering avalanches except by avoiding avalanche terrain for a while, sadly. The current danger rating today for all the zones that we're issuing danger ratings for was moderate at middle and upper elevations and low at lower elevations. And that brings us into what do we expect to happen over the weekend? Well, we're going to get a kind of quick hitter shot of snow tonight, and it'll probably taper off or be ending around sunrise on Saturday morning. The weather models are predicting around 2 to 5 inches in the Sawtooths and Western Smokies, in the Banner Summit area and around Galena Summit in the Eastern Mountains, more like 1 to 3 inches. And sadly, in the Soldier and Wood River Valley Mountains, probably on the order of a ½ inch to 2 inches in that area of new snow by tomorrow morning. So then the weekend weather forecast after the little snowstorm clears out, it's going to be pretty sunny for the next few days for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And so Saturday, Sunday, and Christmas Day. Much colder, especially on Saturday. Saturday, expect mountain temps to reach the teens and then drop back into the single digits to around 0 on Saturday night. A little bit warmer on Sunday. And the winds are going to be pretty breezy. So expect to see some snow moving around tomorrow. That's the new snow will be easily transported by the wind. It'll form drifts and slabs and cause some problems, and it'll generally make it feel like winter out there tomorrow. The wind should decrease by Sunday. There's a little graphical pictorial view of what to expect with the weather. So you can see the snow tonight, then clear skies, sunny for the most part on Saturday during the day through Christmas Day. Then the next little storm system, which doesn't look like it's going to pack a very big punch, gets in on Tuesday. We enter a few days of unsettled weather. So the avalanche danger and problems for the weekend on Saturday and Sunday. Expect there'll be a slight increase in the danger, especially where it snows more than a couple of inches. It may or may not be enough to change the actual danger rating, but just keep it in the back of your mind that however or wherever it snows, more than 4, 5, 6 inches, it's going to be a little bit of a step up in avalanche danger. A little bit better chance of triggering avalanches and potentially a little bit larger avalanches than it was today. We'll still be primarily dealing with the persistent slab problem. I'd expect those to be the most worrisome in places where it's recently wind loaded. So if you're out and about and you find some places where there's, a bunch of new snow from Friday night storm that blew in and formed drifts or soft slabs, I'd be particularly careful in those areas. In general, that persistent slab problem, as if you've been reading the forecast, it's at upper elevations, all aspects, and then at middle elevations on the northern half of the compass. So the shadier slopes, the west through north through east facing aspects is where it's at its worst. And you may also find some small, touchy, fresh wind slabs tomorrow. And when we say touchy, that means that they're really easy to trigger. And the reason for that we'll get into on the next slide. So this is just looking at a snow pit over around Titus Ridge from yesterday. And I'll highlight we're getting into a new phase where we have a couple different persistent issues that we're going to need to start paying attention to. The one that we've been, all the avalanches have failed on so far to date, and that we're by far the most concerned about, is this layer of weak, sugary, faceted snow. Sometimes it has crusts near it, but it's the weak, crumbly snow near the ground or closer to the ground. And you can see with that red arrow there. So that's going to be the primary concern. Then we also have a nice crop of surface hoar that formed on the surface. If it's too bad surface hoar isn't a cash crop, we'd be some wealthy farmers after this last episode of surface hoar growth that we have. And then below that, the top few inches of the snowpack, even below the surface, you may find spots where you have another layer of surface hoar. You may find spots where you just have a new set of the really weak, sugary, faceted snow crystals. So in general, the surface that any of this new snow is falling on and the snow near the surface is going to be really weak. And that's why we expect there to be touchy conditions or very easy to trigger conditions wherever we get wind drifts and wind slabs on the surface, even if they're very thin. Those won't be big enough to be a huge problem in and of themselves, but as those smaller slides move downhill, there's a good chance that it could trigger that layer there that we've been worried about, the larger, much more powerful and potentially dangerous avalanches involving the weaker snow closer to the ground. So a good way to stay caught up on all the conditions is to check out all the videos that we have. You can either go to our YouTube channel where we post all the videos and a variety of playlists. Just search Sawtooth Avalanche Center and go ahead and subscribe to that. It'll make it easy so you know when there's a new video posted. They're also in the media carousel, and a lot of the times they're in the avalanche problem descriptions too on the website. So a lot of ways you can get that, and really encourage folks to check out the videos. The crew, Ben and Brooke and Ethan, have been putting out some really good material in the past few weeks. So the weather forecast next week, after this quick storm, nothing before Christmas as far as snowfall. And then we get into a little period of unsettled weather in the middle of the work week into the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday timeframe, but unfortunately no big storms on the horizon here through New Year's. As far as temperatures, you can see that dramatic cool off there on Saturday into Sunday, and then gradually warming temperatures to back above or back well above seasonal norms. So another kind of period of warm weather in store for the middle of the week through, looks like January 1st at least. So check the forecast each morning at 7 a.m. Again, this product is just a review and a brief glimpse of what to expect to plan your weekend. You can sign up to have it emailed to you. That's at the bottom of every page on our website. I'll show that in the next one. And there's also a new app that, in conjunction with the Northwest Avalanche Center, that we launched. It's called Avi, A-V-Y. So you can go to either the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store and download that. And it's a pretty slick new device. We're excited to get people using it and to get some input too, if there are things that you'd like to see that are different. So that's where you sign up to get the email or the forecast emailed to you each day. And if you're out and about, please let us know what you're seeing. There are a variety of ways you can do that. You can text, just take a photo and send it to that, put a little caption on it of where you are and what you saw. Send it to that phone number. You can email us at info@sawtoothavalanche.com. You can tag us on social media, and then you can use the app. It's a slick way to submit observations where you can do that while you're out in the field and click submit. And then when you're back in cell range, it'll automatically send it. So we'll be able to see that. With all the observations, you can choose to make them visible to everyone or just visible to us. So don't worry about anyone discovering your secret stash where the skiing or riding is really good. You don't need to show that to everyone else, and we won't give away your secrets. Also, the observation form, to get to that on the bottom of every page on the website, you can just click that blue submit observation button, and that'll take you to it. It's a pretty easy, intuitive way to submit an observation and give us information that ultimately helps you. The more information we have from other folks, the better the forecast that we can put out. With that, thank you very much, and thanks, Snow.